All right, now let me show you how to retrieve documents from a MongoDB database. So here I'm going to create another function, async function, get courses. And then I'm going to replace the call to create course with get courses. Now, let's implement this function. So this course class that we defined earlier has a bunch of methods for querying documents. We have find to get a list of documents. We have find by ID, which is pretty self-explanatory. And we have find one, which returns a single document. Now we have a few more find methods here, but don't worry about them. We use them to find the document and then remove or update it. We're going to look at them later in this section. So let's look at find method. As you can see, this method returns a document query object. Now this document query object is kind of like a promise. So it has the then method. So we can await it and get the result. So let's say courses. And with this, we get all the courses in our database. So let's display it on the console. Now back in terminal, node, index.js. So look, we get an array with two objects. Here's our first course, that's the Node course. And here's the second course, that's the Angular course. Beautiful. Now we can also pass a filter here. So as the first argument to the find method, we pass an object. And in this object, we add one or more key value pairs for filtering. So let's say we want to get only the courses from Mosh. So we set author to Mosh. We can pass another property, another filter, is published true. So with this filter, we only get the published courses by Mosh. So this is how we retrieve documents. But here we can also sort our documents. We can set a limit on the number of documents that are returned. We can also select specific properties in the document. Let's say our course documents, they have 50 properties. Maybe we don't want to return all these properties to the client. Perhaps we want to return only their name. So let me show you how to build a more complex query. Earlier you saw that this find method returns a document query object. Look, document query, right? So here we can customize this query. We can apply a limit, let's say 10. We can sort the documents. Here we pass an object, and in this object we add one or more key value pairs for sorting. So let's say we want to sort these documents by their name. We set name to 1. 1 indicates ascending order. If you want to sort these documents in a descending order, you use -1. Okay? As I told you, you can have multiple key value pairs here. We also have another method, select. And with this, we can select the properties that we want to be returned. For example, let's say we only want to get the name and the tags property of each course document. So we set name to 1 and tags to 1 as well. Now let's run this application. So back in terminal, node index.js. So look, now the course objects that we get, they only have 3 properties, tags, a name. We selected these 2 properties, but also we get the underline ID property that is assigned by MongoDB by default. Also, these documents, they're sorted by their name. So Angular course comes first, even though we created this course later. So this is how we build queries. In the next lecture, I'm going to show you how to do more complex filtering.